Now that you've designed your training sessions, you're ready to equip yourself with the resources you need to support you in your learning. It's sometimes tempting to reach immediately for the first resources you can lay your hands on. And while this can be a good thing because it allows you to jump straight in, a poor selection of resources can really waste your time and make you lose your motivation for learning. When you think about selecting your learning resources, it's helpful to distinguish between 4 types of resource: physical tools, knowledge materials, human resources, and outsourced training programs. Let's start with physical tools. If you want to play the piano, for example, you're going to need a piano. To know how to select your physical tools, look for comparison summaries and ask experts for advice, maybe using online forums. Whatever you do, don't invest a significant amount of money into your tools until you're absolutely sure that you've selected the ones that are best suited to your goals. As for knowledge materials, books remain an important resource. But of course, you can now get digital books, audiobooks, and interactive books, and you can find vast quantities of other literature on the internet. Other knowledge materials that you might consider include podcasts and YouTube tutorials. Also, like the one you're viewing now, there are loads of online courses available in web and mobile formats. The ones with the highest level of interactivity are often the most effective. To help you make your selection, consult the websites that serve as a marketplace for this type of resource and ask other users for their advice. Also consider a resource's accessibility, cost, and the investment of time it requires. Even if a knowledge resource is free, the time required to use it has its own opportunity cost. The third type of learning resource is human resources. In this category, you have teachers, coaches, tutors, mentors, and sometimes role models who can be especially effective as a source of inspiration and motivation. Another kind of human resource which is often neglected is your peers. Other learners who are focusing on the same subject as you can be a huge help in your learning, and you in theirs. In fact, peer-to-peer learning is increasingly regarded as one of the most powerful approaches to learning there is. To select your human resources, you should consider a person's teaching skills, your relationship with them, and their availability, of course. Be careful not to become too dependent on the person with whom you're learning. There are times for learning together, and there are other times when solitary study is best. The fourth type of learning resource is an outsourced training program, like diploma programs, for example. Although designing your own learning plan gives you autonomy and independence, you can still outsource a part of your learning plan. Joining training programs can provide several benefits. Teaching experts are there to take a lot of the training design off your shoulders, for example. And the structure of a program can make it easier for you to keep going when you're finding learning difficult. They're often good places to meet peers, and you'll often have the opportunity to become certified at the end of a training program. You should select the right training program based on your own criteria. Before choosing, find out if you'll be studying in person, online, at a distance. Find out what's the length of study and consider when you'll be able to start the program. Is there a predetermined start date, for example? Or can you integrate yourself into the program at any time and proceed at your own pace? Fortunately, more and more opportunities for training are free of charge or very affordable, but some can be very expensive, so do choose carefully. All of this should factor into your selection of a training program. Once you've identified the resources you need for your own learning plan, you're ready to organize your timetable, which we're going to do in the next chapter. I look forward to seeing you there.